Celebrating 30 years of phenomenal trend forecasting, here's GERALD CELENTE with today's trends in the news.
Hi, this is GERALD CELENTE, and here are some of today's trends in the news. Well, you know what's making the news, this Petraeus thing, and who knew what when, and Susan Rice, our ambassador to the United Nations, will she become the next Secretary of State when Hitler steps down? Hope she doesn't step down too far because, man, she take a big step, she may topple, boy. Whew! Chick's ballooning up, man. Eating too many meals for free. And, you know, a lot of people waiting on your hand and foot. All you do is fly around and never walk. You know, sometimes, you know, it could be a little dangerous for your health. But anyway, if Susan Rice steps in to take over for Hillary, they're saying, why was she saying all of these outrageous things about the attack on the consulate in Benghazi? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you read it first here in History Before It Happens, the autumn edition of the Trends Journal. We outlined it in chapter and verse, showed what a charade it was over and over again. The news media didn't pick up on it until almost 3 weeks later. Just to make that point. Gold, shoot, up almost $19, little above 1730. Gee, I wonder why. Couldn't be that lovely little war going on again over there in the Middle East, could it? Oh, you know, Israel has the right to defend itself. I am so sick and tired of hearing that BS line. Everyone has the right to defend themselves, not only the Israelis. I have the right to defend myself. I don't want to speak for you. I don't speak for anybody. Israel has the supreme right to defend itself. And every politician's repeating the same line. The United States Senate and the House voted unanimously in support of Israel in their massive attack on the Palestinians. Let's get this straight. I'm tired of hearing about these little bottle rockets that are going in there from the Palestinian side. Are they destabilizing things? Yes. But what has Israel done in the last year? Read back, review the trends journals, look at the map that we put up last week. They keep stealing Palestinian land and keep killing anybody from Hamas that they want. And then when Hamas strikes back with the only thing that they have, these little rockets that are about 1.5 feet taller than me and skinnier, Israel attacks with F-16s, with missiles, with gunboats shooting in there. Oh, and let's not forget this. Besides stealing the land, Gaza has been under siege by the Israelis for years. The place is a slum. It's one of the most populated places on earth. And nothing could come in and nothing could get out. And every time they kill a Palestinian, you know who these Palestinians are? They all have last names. They're Palestinian militants. They're all from the same family, the militant family. How about resistance fighters? What gives Israel this right other than the United States and the Congress and the Senate? And I'm sick and tired of saying U.S. supports Israel. I'm a member of U.S. I pay my taxes. I don't support this. I don't support murder, whether it's in my country or anybody else's. And this is murder in the first degree. Here's from the Financial Times. Hamas fires missiles at Jerusalem. How many of them hit Jerusalem? I think maybe one went into an apartment, and the people living in the apartment didn't even know it came in there, went into another room and broke, you know, the windows and some stuff. It makes it sound like, from the average person that doesn't know what the hell they're talking about, like the prostitutes who maybe do know what they're talking about but are doing their bidding, that Hamas is firing missiles at Jerusalem, and they're landing there. They're landing out in the water. These things are landing in open fields. These are unsophisticated homemade rockets. Gaza militants, there you go, first line. Da, 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 da. Or they're different than Palestinian militants, but they're all from the same militant family. They got that bloodline, you know, the militant family. Fired a missile at Jerusalem yesterday, widening the zone of Israel's conflict with Hamas and potentially escalating the violence. It was the first time ever that rocket fire from Gaza has reached the vicinity of Jerusalem, Israel's largest city and seat of government. Nah, you got it wrong, prostitutes. Tel Aviv. Yeah, Tel Aviv, not Jerusalem, is the seat of power. But that's the propaganda. Again, read the headline. Keeps getting worse. Again, how many tanks and planes, how many jet fighters do they have, those Palestinians? You want to talk about a David and Goliath story, they just got the peoples mixed up. Israel warplanes pounded targets inside Gaza for a third day. The military said it had bombed at least 600 sites. One stinking missile goes near Jerusalem, and it's a headline. Did you see the pictures of the destruction in Gaza? Barely. And all the media is doing, I've been watching the Chinese media, except the Russian media. They're not doing it like they are. 600 sites inside the Strip since the first strike on Wednesday, which killed the leader of the Hamas military wing. Over 100 Palestinians have died. 11 people from one family. The place is again being knocked into rubble. How many Israelis died? 3. You want to talk about disproportionate force? Israel keeps stealing Palestinian land, and they're enslaving the people in Gaza. They're in violation of international law and UN resolutions. The only time when the United States or the rest of the crony allies out there scream about breaking UN resolutions and then pummeling the hell out of them like they did to Gaddafi is when it's in their best interest. But Israel could do no wrong. And as I said, save your letters, complaints, cancel your subscription to the Trends Journal if you're Jewish and don't like what I have to say. This is not an attack on the Jewish people, any more than my criticism of the United States is an attack on the American people. It's an attack on the leadership of psychopaths and sociopaths that are ruling both countries. So let's get this straight. Oil prices shot up. Gee, I wonder why. Again, let's put this whole thing into context. Syria's in civil war. NATO, the United States, and the little Arab League of Gulf states are supporting this another phony Syrian opposition group. The whole objective here is the United States destabilizing the Middle East and taking complete control of it. They've done a great job in Iraq. They've done a wonderful job in Libya, an excellent job in Afghanistan. And now they're destabilizing the rest of the region. And remember, Syria's only ally in the whole region is Iran. Yeah. And now with Syria being destabilizing Lebanon and Turkey around it, now Lebanese Hezbollah can't stand up and help fight the Palestinians. And then with more pressure on Iran, that's even less help for the Palestinians. Remember, go back to your Trends Journal. Look at the photos of Benjamin Netanyahu beating the war drum and drawing the red line at the UN. He's a warmonger, wanted to go to war against Iran. To me, this is the way in. And remember, if they go to war against Iran, this is the beginning of World War III. This is Gerald Celente, and that's some of today's trends in the news.